Wait till you hear what CNN's Carrot Lady is now saying.
We need more Calgon.
Ancient secret, huh?
I knew she looked familiar. People ask me all the time, "Hey Brian, do you really use that keto elevate stuff and does it really work?" The answer is yes and yes. Never in my entire life have I lost body fat so quickly. Not even in my prime at 25, which is over 25 years ago. I'm approaching 54 this year. If you want to support the channel and do your health a favor, grab some with my link in the description. The Carrot Lady has weighed in today, and you're not going to believe what she said. My jaw hung open when I heard what she said. First, before I play this clip where she's being interviewed by Wolf Blitzer, let me read to you what she says from her Twitter feed. She says, now keep in mind, this is the Carrot Lady who called for government tyranny to come down on anybody who didn't bend the knee to the big farm guy. She says, in the coming days, we will see many governors and local leaders lift ritualistic shame muzzle mandates. And then the Carrot Lady says, and I hope somebody puts a compilation on where she said the exact opposite of what she's saying right now. This is the right step and marks a needed shift from government imposed requirement to individual decision. It's something that everybody who loves freedom has been saying, and now she's saying it. She's doing it about face. I wonder why. We're going to see in a second. But listen to what she says. This is the right step and marks a needed shift from government imposed requirement, in other words, from tyranny to individual decision to freedom. We need this freedom. But why does Lena Wen want the freedom? She says, because it helps to preserve public health authority for when it's needed again. In other words, it's that thing that Jordan Peterson said on one of those episodes with Joe Rogan. He said, hey, this is how tyranny works. They take a little, and then when people squeal, they start giving just a little bit back, but they don't give as much back as that they've already taken. And then they take a little bit more, and then people start taking to the streets, and people start saying no, and then you give them back a little bit. So you take 2 steps in, and then you walk 1 step back, but then 2 steps in, 1 step back, and he said like at a millimeter at a time. And it's like that quote that's attributed to the guy with the funny mustache in Germany in the 1930s, but he really didn't say it. It was Pat something in another book said, the way you get control over the people is take a tiny amount of freedoms at a time. Reduce their freedoms by 1,000 tiny, almost imperceptible reductions. And in this way, they won't even see it until it's too late for them to do anything about it. And that's what Lena Wen wrote here, and that's what she says during this Wolf Blitzer interview. Listen to this.
You say we can start removing at least some coronavirus restrictions. Now, tell us why.
Well, I agree with Colorado, with many other local and state jurisdictions that are beginning to lift government mandates. And I think this is the key. I'm not saying that we should be stopping masking, but rather that this needs to shift from a government requirement to an individual decision. The government can't keep on telling our citizens that this is a 5-alarm fire all the time. People are just going to start tuning it out and not pay attention. They'll be desensitized.
And we can't have that. And we're talking about a good desensitization. See, it'd be good for us to be desensitized to what the government says in the sense of tuning it out and just continuing to live free lives and going, I'm ignoring that policy because that is not in accordance with individual liberties. Therefore, it is illegitimate. But that desensitization, Lena Wen calls it wrong. Oh, we don't want people to be desensitized to the point where they're ignoring government. Can't have that.
And so what needs to happen is we need to end the state of emergency and preserve the ability of public health authorities to reinstitute mandates in the future if we see more dangerous variants later.
So what is she saying? Got to give the people their freedom so we can take it back again and even more, even more complete about it. Because if there was anybody who was signaling the clarion call for tyranny, hey, bring it over the hill, boys. Bring it through the woods. Take it across the moat. Bring it into the castle. Break that door down. Take it right into the castle. It was Lena Wen. She's the one who, day after day, as a CNN medical analyst or whatever the title they called her, who was saying, hey, we need more tyranny and less individual freedoms. Here's what she said. I wrote it down. Quote, the government can't keep telling our citizens this is a five-alarm fire all the time. In other words, they can't keep crying wolf. They're going to come around the corner and cry wolf one day, and they're going to go, government, who are you? You're nobody. You've ruined your credibility. We don't listen to you anymore because you're nothing but a liar. Lena Wen doesn't want that. That's why she wants to lift these mandates right now, so that the government can seize more power in the future. It's like, give the peasants some crumbs, Lena Wen is saying. Give them a little wiggle room. Give them some breathing room. And then pow, right in the kisser a little bit later. She said, people are going to start tuning it out and not pay attention. They'll be desensitized. Quote, we need to end the state of emergency and preserve the ability to institute tyranny. I'm sorry, she said mandates. Same thing. Oh, that's the same thing. Institute mandates in the future. We need to be able to preserve the ability to violate people's will in the future. We need to be able to preserve the ability to take away people's freedoms in the future. So just go ahead and give them some table scraps right now. It'll pacify them. Let's reduce their freedoms by 1,000 tiny, almost imperceptible reductions. By the way, that was by Pat Miller from a book called Willfully Ignorant that they keep pinning on the guy with the funny mustache from Germany in the 1930s. The best way to take over and control people and control them utterly is to take a little bit of their freedom at a time, to erode rights by 1,000 tiny, almost imperceptible reductions. In this way, the people will not see those rights and freedoms being removed. It's almost like Lena Wen has taken this page from the playbook until past the point at which these changes cannot be reversed. This is what these people are planning. If they're saying this in broad daylight on camera for all to see and pass around on social media, what are they concocting behind closed doors? We already know what their true intentions are from what they're saying. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. She really, really wants to preserve the government's ability to institute mandates and tyranny and take away freedom in the future. Wow. Just wow, man. Wow. I'm so glad that people are seeing through this, because if you look at the comments under Dr. Lena Wen's Twitter post, people look at this right here. Make it make sense. It don't make any sense. These people, what is this? What is this? The clown hall meeting where all the clowns are just juggling, trying to distract, deceive, and divide us, keep us at each other's throats? Yep, that's exactly what it is.